My camera kept cutting out on me, and I want you to just have one video to look at. So, use digits and a comparison symbol to write 1 3/4 is greater than 1 3/5. Digits are numbers, so 1 3/4 is greater than 1 3/5. That's showing your work. Number 2, refer to practice problem I above. Use a ruler to find X, Y, and YZ. Those are line segments. So here we are, and all I did was I used a ruler. Got to make sure I'm on inches. Lined it up to 0. That is about 2 1/4. I originally thought we had to add them together. And so Y and Z is about 1 inch. But I actually need for you to talk to Sydney about this. It's either adding it up together or saying XY is about 2 1/4 inches. YZ is about 1 inch. And you may know from your lesson. Okay, number 3. What is the quotient, which means we're going to divide, when the product of 20 and 20 is divided by the sum of 10 and 10? So this is a 1, 2, 3 step. No big deal. We got this. Product of 20 and 20 is 400. And the sum, when they say sum, I'm going to add. 10 plus 10 is 20. So what's the quotient? I need to take the 400 from the product and divide it by 20. And so here is my work. And so my answer is 20. We would answer in a complete sentence. The quotient is 20. And that's it. Number 4, list the single-digit divisors of 1,680. I went back to lesson 6 to review what I could do. So when I went back to lesson 6, it gives you right here the tests for divisibility. If the last digit is 0 or 5, you're going to divide by 5. Okay, then it also says a number ending in 10 is divisible by 2. So I used this as my guide, and then I tested it out, and I showed my work. So first I divided by 5, and I got an even number, so it's divisible. And then I divided it by 2, and I got an even number with no remainders. So then the single digit divisors are 2 and 5. That's showing my work. Okay, number 5. Point A represents what mixed number on this number line. So I have to figure out what they divided the numbers by. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 spaces in between. Now I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it says mixed number. So I know that means there's going to be a whole number and a fraction. So I have 3. And A represents 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the 5. So I come over here, and all I need to do is write it 3 4/5. Number 6, replace the circle with the proper comparison symbol. So I hop over here to where I showed my work. 3 plus 2 is 5, and then 2 plus 3 is 5. So my comparison is an equal sign. Okay, number 7, Took me a little bit because I'm not used to going up this high teaching 4th, 5th, and 6th. So I had to go back to lesson 5. Here's lesson 5. And I had to turn this number, and it shows me right here what I need to do. So I feel like this book kind of gives you a little kiss in the face and says, here you go, here's where you can find your answer. So I counted my places. I went 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. And then I looked back at that page, and then I did what it told me to do. And it's 32,500,000,000. Okay, that's number 7. We just have 3 more to go. Number 8. What fraction of the circle is shaded? So first we have to figure out what it is divided by. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is what it's divided by. So what fraction of the circle is shaded? 3/8 is shaded. And then number 8 again, B. What fraction of the circle is not shaded? And then I count what's not shaded, and I write down 5/8 is not shaded. Okay, now we only have 2 more to go. Now this one is a little more challenging, but you've got this. I could tell you my way of doing it, but I wanted to look at what the book said, so I looked back at lesson 8, and what they do is they explain to you that any fraction, no matter what, is 100%. Okay? 5/5, 4/4, 6/6. But then what you do is you divide 100 by whatever it is. So this example is divided by 4. And I also know that these are called quarters. And 4 quarters equals $1, which is 100 cents. So quarters are kind of easy. So 25 cents, 25 cents, 25 cents, 25 cents. I use money to help with that. But I had to skip over to this example for fifths. Wait a minute. One of these, I forget now. This one down here for fifths. So I'm going to take 100 and I'm going to divide it by 5. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So 1 of the fifths is 20%. And if I multiply 20 times 5, I'm going to get 100. So number 9 says, what percent of the rectangle is shaded? So to show your work, you're going to say 1 out of 5 is shaded, which equals 20%. And if they want you to show the work, you could show it. 100 divided by 1 of the fifths is 20. And that means 20 hundredths, which is 20 out of 100, that's what that percent is. And then it says, what percent of the rectangle is not shaded? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And we determined that 100 divided by the 5 parts, each one equals 20. So 4 out of 5 equals 80%. Or 4 times the 20 is 80. 80 out of 100. And then number 10, and it tells me it's in lesson 8. What is the name of the part of the fraction that indicates the number of equal parts of the whole? And I call that, what's the name of the family after you divide it up? That's what you do. And it tells us right here, the denominator shows how many equal parts are in the whole. So the answer is right there, and that's your answer. Okay? So, yes, you could say, I got my mom to do my homework. But what I'm trying to do is show you my thought process as I'm doing it and how you can use the book to help you if you forget. But also, if you really need help, I'll be more than happy to help you. This is something I feel good about. Okay? I love you. Do your homework. If not tonight, tomorrow when you get to school. Good night.